Apostle Joshua Selman had become a name known across nations. From university halls to global platforms, his voice echoed like thunder, bold yet calm, deep yet simple. His teachings birthed revival fires in hearts, and many could trace their salvation, healing, and purpose discovery to a moment under his ministry. But with all that growth came a consistent question from both friend and stranger. "Apostle, when are you getting married?" He would smile politely, sometimes nod, sometimes laugh lightly. But deep inside, he knew that this question had become more of an expectation than a curiosity. Many assumed that the delay was because he was too picky. Others said he was keeping someone hidden. Some even claimed, he probably has a secret wife somewhere abroad. The blogs took it up. The YouTube channels made prophetic guesses. The captions became scandalous. Why is Apostle Selman still single at his age? Prophetic revelations about the wife he's hiding. Is it right for a man of God to remain unmarried? People forgot that behind the anointing was a man who had given up personal dreams so others could find theirs. Even some well-meaning pastors added to the pressure. "Apostle, you know people are watching. You are a father to many. You need to lead by example." He listened respectfully, but deep within, he kept asking God, "Lord, what are you saying?" And each time, God's response was simple, clear, and consistent. "Stay focused. I am your portion." In private, some spiritual sons asked him, "Sir, don't you want companionship? Don't you feel lonely sometimes?" He would respond with humility, "There are desires, yes, but every calling comes with its sacrifice. I must steward this mantle with fear and obedience." He had met wonderful women, beautiful, godly, even prophetic. But each time he prayed, heaven remained silent. And Apostle had trained himself never to move when heaven is quiet. One day, after a major conference, he sat alone in the hotel room, looking through social media. One particular comment struck him. He's probably disobedient to God's plan. That's why he hasn't found a wife. Another read, "How can a man preach family and not have one?" He closed his phone quietly, placed it aside, and wept, not from pain, but from surrender. He whispered, "Lord, I'd rather be misunderstood by men than misaligned with you." For Apostle Selman, marriage was not a title or trophy. It was a divine assignment, and no assignment should be taken unless heaven authorizes it. Eventually, rumors escalated. One day, a fake story broke. Apostle secretly weds in London. The photos were clearly edited, but the damage was done. Some rejoiced, some mocked, and others criticized him for being secretive. Still, Apostle said nothing. He kept teaching, kept mentoring, kept interceding for the nations. In an interview months later, the question came up again. "Sir, is marriage still in your plan?" He paused, smiled, and responded, "Marriage is beautiful. I teach on it often. But I also teach alignment. If a man has truly yielded to God, then even his personal decisions must come under that submission. If God says yes, I'll go. If he says wait, I'll wait. And if he says no, I'll bow." Years passed, and Apostle Selman continued his assignment. Koinonia expanded across cities and nations. Men were transformed. Families were restored. Ministers were birthed. But still, he remained unmarried. And still, he remained fulfilled. People kept saying, "He's missing something." But those closest to him knew. He wasn't missing anything. He was simply full of what mattered. One day, during a minister's conference, a young pastor asked him, "Sir, what if God never says yes to marriage for you?" Apostle looked him in the eye and said calmly, "Then I will still serve him with joy." Marriage is not a proof of anointing. Neither is singleness a sign of rebellion. We must let men walk their divine paths without forcing them into societal molds. If marriage is God's plan for me, it will come by His hand, not by human push. But if my call requires this consecration, then I rejoice. Eternity will reward us, not for how we lived by men's opinions, but how we obeyed divine instructions. Marriage is honorable, but obedience is eternal. Let every man walk the path God has carved for him, even if that path looks different from ours.